Let's talk about drive chain tension. I've removed my chain guard so that you can see everything that's going on down here. And so what they're telling us now in the factory service manual is to go from the drive sprocket to the rear axle, center of the rear axle, find the center of that, which is about right here, and then measure this slack. Okay, and they want you to raise the rear wheel off the floor so that your you can rotate the rear wheel, and then you want to measure the slack, and it looks to me like mine is way out. So they're saying what they want you to have here is about 1.5 to 1.75 inches of slack. And so I guess I'll grab a straight edge and we'll see what I got. So if I put the straight edge in there, and that's in the center of the chain too, so if I go all the way up, now I let it drop all the way down, I'm at 2 inches. About 1.75 inches is all they want. So I'm at 2 inches, so I need to tighten my chain a bit. This chain has never been tightened, and there's probably 1,200 miles on the motorcycle now. So yeah, so you can see I'm at about 2.25 inches, 2 1/8 probably, of slack. So the most that should move is like this much. So I got to get that out of there. Also, the other thing is I noticed that my chain is down here on the guide, which is okay. I mean, it's meant for that, but the thing is you don't want it that so loose that it's riding on the guide all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so get yourself a 19mm socket. I got a 19mm 6-point, and you gotta break your rear axle nut loose. Okay, and I got an adjustable over on this side, so when, there we go. Alright, so there she is. She's pretty loose there. And now what we need to do is we need to turn this. I'm at 5.5 on the adjuster right here, and so I need to turn it up to towards 6 or 7 to get that chain slack out of there. So see how that goes. Loosen it just a little more. Okay. I'm going to grab a mallet. Okay, there's one click. Gotta do the same over here. Oop, too far. Right. There. Okay, I'm going to tighten that back down, snug it back down. So I'm going to snug that back down, and then I'm going to recheck chain tension. And that looks a lot better. It's just riding on the guide a little bit now instead of laying on it. So I got to grab my straight edge and recheck it. Hang on. Okay, so now that we've gone up one click on the adjuster here, let's take and measure this again. So you kind of want to 1.75 inches. You want to be in the middle of the chain with the ruler. I'm just putting it on the 1 inch mark. So that looks pretty dang good to me. Try to get more in the center here. Let's see. I think if I went up any more than that, so I'm at the top of the 1 inch, I'm dropping it down, I'm at the 1.75 inches. That looks good. I'm going to tighten that. That's already tightened down. And if you keep these on the same adjustment, then your wheel should be true in the back to the, to the frame, to the straight line of the motorcycle, midline of the motorcycle. So I'm at 1 click below 6 over here, and ooh, I'm on 6 over here. So I'm gonna loosen up here. I'm gonna bump this one to 6. There we go. I'm on 6 on both sides now. Let's just give this a snug. So we have to torque this to 65 foot-pounds when we're done here. That might be too tight. I might need to back it off. 1 click on each. We'll see. 1.5 is the minimum they want. Let's go in the middle. Actually, that's good. That's at 1.5. So that's at the tight end. And you see here that I'm not riding on the, this was laying fully across this chain guide before. So it's no longer laying right on the chain guide. And I'm going to say right at about 1.5 inches, maybe a little more. So, good. Now we can get our torque wrench and give this a torque at 65 pounds. Okay, so I got my 3/8 drive torque wrench here. It's a Husky. I'm set at 65 pounds. Be careful I don't knock it off the jack here. Click, click. Alright, I'm at 6 on this adjuster, 6 on this adjuster, about 1.5 inches of slack here in the bottom, and I'm not riding on the chain guide, so that's factory spec right there according to the factory service manual. So that's how you adjust your chain tension on your XT-250. It's not a bad idea also to look at these. I don't have very many miles on this bike, only like 1,100 miles, 1,200 miles. And make sure that these are all symmetrical and they're not starting to get wrongered out from the chain. Look at your chain and make sure that everything looks okay with that, and then go ahead and give it a good coat of lubricant. So I have the liquid wrench chain and cable right here, and I'm just gonna run this, give this a good coat all the way around like that. Chain looks pretty clean. If you really want to be thorough with this, go ahead and take yourself some degreaser, some brake clean or something, and spray this chain down, clean it real good. I pressure washed a little earlier, lightly. I turn the pressure washer way down when I do the bike with it, because I rode this past weekend here in the Gifford Pinchot Forest, and so what I wanted to do was clean the chain good, and then so I just did it with the pressure washer. But you know, I can see there's some lube buildup in there that's black, so I assume that's, you know, could create more wear, but it's pretty clean. And so I've just gone 360, and now I'm just gonna kind of, good, that looks real good there. So that's how you do your chain, folks.